How dare you? Congratulations, Coach. You got a Heisman candidate quarterback, a running back who's averaging 9 yards a carry. Defense gives up one score and then shuts it down. But do you still in your mind say, all right, we beat Minnesota, Rutgers, Maryland, Indiana. Is there room left to take down a heavyweight now next week or beyond?
Well, I just think it's always been about us, and that's what we have to focus on. And we know, as we headed into this game, we kind of figured that we had no record. We were 0-0, and then this is the first win in the second half of the season, and that's the way we're looking at it. But I thought we came out and played well. We actually didn't expect any rain, and we got some rain, and I thought we handled that well. And like you said, after the first drive, I thought the defense played well. I know that they, are down some guys on offense, but still, I thought we ran around and played, and we got a bigger challenge, like you said, here next week.
Did Zach Harrison step up?
Yeah, a bunch of guys did, and it was great to see those guys running around. It looked like they were having fun out there, and that's good, and that's part of the energy and the confidence that we want.
Right next door, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Right, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you guys have scored 19 straight touchdowns in your possessions, other than the kneel down against the Lettermen Row. To have that kind of offensive efficiency, I mean, have you ever experienced anything like that? What can you say about that?
It's quite it's something, I guess, but it's just a matter of going out there every single day and practice and trying to execute at a high level and being really hard on ourselves. Like our standard is hard. Like if we don't complete a pass or we miss a protection or something like that, we're hard on ourselves, and that's what you want. And these guys, they like football, and so we know that we got to get back there and get our rest, and we got to get right back on this film here with Penn State because they have a very, very good defense, and this is going to be the biggest challenge of the year coming up. So it's good. We do have some confidence, and we are playing at a high level, but that's not going to mean anything if we don't do it again next week.
Left center, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
What happened with Trevion on the first series of the game and then not playing in the second half, kind of as you had a couple weeks ago, just precaution?
Yes. That's what it was. And again, it is a great problem to have, but at the same time, these guys practice all week and they put a lot of work in, and so for he and Chris and Garrett, to take those guys out to not play, that's hard, because these guys want to play, but at the same time, as the head coach, for me to put them in there and see something ever happen to them, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So have to make that tough decision, and they're competitive. They all want to get back in there, so that's how it goes.
What happened on the first?
He's all good. Yeah, he's all good.
Well, the way he's kind of playing in contact right now, it seems like he's it's something he's very comfortable doing, especially considering not playing at all last year.
I think he's running hard. I think he's playing on contact, like you said. And for a freshman to do that, that's good. And the number one thing is he's taking care of the football, and that's what has to continue. If we're going to make a run at this thing, we got to take care of the football, and we cannot turn the ball over. And that's something we just cannot forget about. And he and Mayan and even Evan, I was impressed with the way Evan ran down the stretch, and that's good. We're going to need some of the depth there. But across the board, I think the depth has been, we are starting to see that. You're starting to see a bunch of guys get on the field, and that's what we're looking for.
Second row right, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Ryan, you guys have a few times this year given up early touchdowns, and it looks like you made defensive adjustments. I know you're not always in that conversation during the game, but to see your guys come out today and shut Indiana down after giving up that first drive, and the way that you've made adjustments since you've made some changes, just speak on that and how that's improved throughout the year.
Yeah, that's a tribute to the guys on defense, Matt and Kerry and Larry, Al, all the guys over there, trying to identify how they're being attacked and then coming up with the answers. And that's what it comes down to as a coach. You want to have answers when your guys come off the field. What happened? And then here's how we're going to get it fixed in all three phases. And I think that got done here tonight.
Over here to the right, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, the throw from CJ in the first half where he kind of put it between two defenders there to Jackson. I don't know how many young quarterbacks would attempt that throw over the middle of the field, that kind of coverage. Like, what is his willingness and comfortability working the middle of the field do for you guys offensively?
Well, it starts with the protection, and it starts with the trust in the guys to catch it. But he does see the field, and that's one of his strengths. He's got a lot of confidence right now, and that's a good thing. But we can't ride the roller coaster either. We got to stay on it. But he made some nice throws tonight.
Right next door, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, you guys had a lot of balance, and because of the way the defense was playing, a lot of times with the young quarterback, you guys were starting at midway point of the field.
Yeah.
That there were some shades of that today. When your defense is playing that way and giving you that type of field position, what does that do?
Yeah, it's like you said. That to me is where you just play with the ultimate confidence. When you're getting the ball back, like you said, at midfield like that, that's kind of the way it felt in 19, and that's the way it felt again tonight. And you feel it on the sideline. There's just so much confidence, and then the minute we get the ball back, we feel like we're going to score. And you get a 3-and-out, or you get a turnover, and it steamrolls, and that's a great feeling as a coach. And we can get those stops like that. It makes a huge difference to the whole team.
You've always been an aggressive play caller, but when that's rolling like that, can you kind of open up the playbook a little bit?
Well, I think just across the board we're aggressive. You saw us run the ball some early on, and we were aggressive. We're always aggressive throwing the football, but we also ran the ball, and I thought the offensive line moved the line of scrimmage, and I thought the defensive line stopped the run, and that's anytime we go play in these conference games, it's the first thing we have to do.
Right next door, Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Ryan, even before the game, it seemed like the guys looked confident, maybe looser than just compared to earlier in the year. I don't know, have you noticed that, or how would you describe the mood of this team now?
I just think it's a different team. I think when you practice well, then you have confidence because you've already done it. Now you have to go do it on the field. That only gives you a chance, but it does allow you that confidence to know that, first off, the guy next to me has done it before. I've seen him do it. We played in 6-7 games now together, and I've seen what he can do. That's big. And I think the defense has confidence in the offense. The offense is getting a lot of confidence in the defense now. We feel like we're playing pretty good on special teams, and when you feel like that, when you're not on your own, you have a bunch of guys with you. That's when you have that confidence, and I think that's probably what you felt there. When early on, a lot of those guys had never really played before. They weren't getting what a bunch of those guys got in the second half. We were coaching them really hard in the second half, our offense, our defense, because we know that that's going to pay dividends down the road. We missed that last year, and because of that, it was bumpy early on, and we didn't have a lot of confidence. Everyone kind of felt like they were out there on an island by themselves, but we're building on it. We're still not there. We got a big one next week, and we got to get back and get ready for these guys.
Behind Bill on the right, Jacob Benji, the Lantern.
Hey, Ryan, just on the offense, Jeremy Ruckert comes out, has 4 or 5 catches, a couple touchdowns. We know what the wide receivers can do, but with the tight ends and Jeremy Ruckert, just what did you assess from Ruckert's game today?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have so many weapons, and that's a great thing to have. But at the same time, guys have to be unselfish, and that's part of the game. He's done a lot of work. He's done a lot of the dirty work, blocking inside. And there's times where the ball hasn't come his way, but when you stay positive and you stay at it, things work out, and that's playing team football. And it's hard because when you play in these games, the last 3 games, they haven't played 4 quarters. And so then maybe they don't get them as many touches, and that's part of sacrificing. We talked about this week about what are you willing to sacrifice to be great and make this run. And sometimes it means sacrificing touches, but eventually it's going to come back to you, and it did for Jeremy tonight.
We got time for one more, so I got Jeremy Ruckert and CJ ready to go. Rob Aller, the dispatch.
Ryan, official Robbie said that TJ throws the best ball he's ever seen, which is pretty high praise considering who you've had here. Do you agree with that assessment, and are you amazed yourself at what he's doing, putting it in tight windows, being so young?
Again, still 7 games in, 6 games for him, so we don't want to ride the roller coaster on this thing, he's going to stay humble on this thing. We're going to stay humble on it and just keep working at it, take one game at a time. But certainly you see those things out there, and it excites you, and it's fun. But it's everybody. It takes, when something doesn't go well, it's like, what went wrong? Well, it's kind of a little bit of everything. When things go well, it's a little bit of everything as well. But certainly he does have the talent to make those throws, and if he continues to prepare the way he is and show toughness, then, we'll have a chance here as we make a run.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
Okay.
Folks, we're going to bring CJ and Jeremy Ruckert up here right now. When they're done, let's file back out by our locker, and we'll get whatever players we can get you after that. Yep.
All right, folks.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We'll start at Clay Hall over here on the left.
CJ, where is your confidence right now? I mean, 5 straight games, 500 yards, and why Jeremy today? 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. They didn't pay the light bill over here, but go right ahead.
No, I just think my confidence is in God. I mean, He's blessed me with a talent, and I think I'm just stepping into that role of being not just a leader of this football team, but a leader of God. So, I mean, definitely I'm feeling more comfortable just being out there, and more so that my teammates are a huge help. Like Ruck, I mean, he's a great tight end. Great body language, great routes, and today was his day to ball, so I'm happy for him.
Jeremy, could you comment on your evening?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun. You know, it's good. Everybody sees the stat sheet, but I mean, we had a great week of practice. I feel like more so now than ever, we've come together as a team and just relying on everybody and every play, whether it's the offensive line, us and tight ends, just in the run game or in the pass game. And like I've always said since I've been here, you know, some days it's in the run game, some days it's in the pass game, whatever it is. Just being able to make the plays when your name's called is just like the culture here, and it was just, today was our day, I guess.
Right here, Austin Ward. Jeremy, when you think back to the first half of the season for you, I know, like you just said, we focus on the catches and all that. How would you felt like you played in that first half, and how are you feeling heading in after tonight?
I feel like we've been steady through it, putting our head down and working every week. Some days the game plan is different than the others, and you know, I think, like I said before, just not forcing anything and just playing free. The ball's going to come your way. So I think that the biggest step this week we took was just not worrying about anything, just doing everything we can to help the team win and relying on each other. And I think that's the biggest thing going forward is just being able to rely on each other and play after play, just knowing that whoever the play is going to go to, we know we have confidence they're going to make the play, and CJ's going to throw it to us. And I feel like we're in sync right now.
To the left, Bill. Bill?
CJ, second possession, you first play of the drive, you threw to Jackson, you go in the middle, you get three guys in coverage. What gives you the confidence to make that throw? And do you feel like at this point, confidence in the receivers and protection, that the offense could do anything it wants?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that look, that was kind of what we practiced, and I mean, that's just kudos to a great preparation by not only me and Jackson, but our O-line, our other receivers getting open. So I mean, when you see things like that, I just think we're hitting and we have a momentum. We're just rolling. So that's just a confidence thing. I feel like me and him are both confident in each other. He's confident that I'm gonna throw the ball to the right spot, and I'm confident he's gonna make the play and do create separation in the route. So I mean, that's kind of just that play. But I mean, everybody does a great job. If the O-line doesn't block on that, then that doesn't happen. So I mean, kudos. They had a great game. I only got touched, I think, like once. And so we just got to give praise to them, and then our backs are toting it. So all these things are hitting, and we just got a momentum rolling, which I think is helping.
Over here, Bill Landis at the Athletic. CJ, Coach Day a couple times now has remarked on how well he thinks you see the field. Just, you know, being able to attack everything, including the middle of the field. How long has that been a strength of yours, do you think, and how has that developed here in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, we all do a great job. I mean, just meeting, I come in earlier the week, I just think the preparation that we do beforehand is superb. And I think just meeting with Coach Keenan Bailey, he gets me right. Coach Corey Dennis, Coach Fitch, I mean, they're all great coaches, and they help me a lot. And just breaking down film little by little, I literally watch everything. I watch things from 2017 that other team did just to be out there and just know kind of what I'm doing. I mean, we always say if you can know what you're doing, you're not anticipating, you're playing fast. So the more you can play fast and just go out there and play ball, the better.
You were watching 17 Indiana film?
Yeah.
Want to talk about with you just not riding that roller coaster, and your roller coaster's really been kind of hyperbolic these first 7 weeks. I guess if you look back on it now, how do you evaluate how these first 7 weeks have gone? How have you grown as a quarterback, and how you kind of handled some things defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like our momentum is rolling as a team, not just me. I mean, it's not about me at all. I mean, this is the most team sport ever. So, I mean, without these guys, especially my teammates, like, I was kind of down in the dumps going into the early of the season. And my teammates just lift me up every day. I always tell, like, Jeremy, before every drive, he tells me, just do you. That's what got you here. So, I mean, just keep doing you. And I appreciate just being around great people. Like, we have great people in the building like Roy Hall, who come in there and they give us just straight wisdom and talk about God and talk about Jesus Christ. And those are just things that, like, help me keep going, you know what I mean? So that's a big part of I think us going like this, not only myself, but as a team, us elevating, is just the many great people that we have in our building.
Where you're kind of improving every single week? It was at one point this year where you're going, basically having to convince people that you're a great player.
I mean, I don't. At the end of the day, I'm focused. If it ain't God, my family, or my teammates, I can really care less what people got to say. And of course, I appreciate Buckeye Nation, and they're awesome. But they are some of them are really critical. But I like that. I mean, it comes with the job. You got to know that it comes with it. So I'm blessed to even be at this university. I'm blessed to even rep Ohio State. So with all that stuff coming, I mean, I just lean on God, lean on my teammates, and lean on my family, and everything goes well, I feel.
We'll do two more, just because we'll get some more players. Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
CJ, Trevion wasn't in the backfield with you much for that first series. He came out, he came back in. What did you think of the way he ran after that point, coming back in?
Yeah, Trey did a great job. Mine, when he came in, his number was called, and like Ruck just said, I mean, when your number's called, you're expected to make the play at this place. So that's kind of our culture, and I feel like mine did a great job while he was in. When Evan was in, he did a great job, and of course Trey, he had a great game as well. So when you have three great backs like that, and then when we get Teague back, and I feel bad for Crow, but whenever he comes back, I mean, we have great backs. So that kind of just makes our job kind of easier. And then with our O-line and tight ends blocking like the way they do, I mean, that just makes the gaps even bigger, and we just get rolling.
We'll wrap it up. One last question, Colin Gay.
CJ, you mentioned, we've talked about confidence over and over, and I'm curious, is that something that you thought would carry over from the off-week, especially with the performances that you had against Rutgers, against Maryland? I mean, were you confident that those same numbers would come up even after the week off?
I mean, no, I come in with a clean slate. I mean, whatever happened in the previous week, you have to throw it away, because if you bank on that, then, I mean, I feel like you're just putting yourself and you're just riding a roller coaster. So, I mean, I try to do my best to just focus one game, 1 week at a time, and watch the film and just really hone on that film, whatever I'm watching. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, you build a rhythm, you build a momentum, and I feel like our coaches, Coach Day did a great job this week. We had some hard practices, like, in our bye week. It wasn't like just go home and relax. It was like, okay, Tuesday and Wednesday we're going to pound, and we're really going to try to keep our momentum, which I think is really smart. So I just think our team, we have a great mindset of just letting stuff go, like even if it's good or bad. And me and Ruck were actually talking about that on the field of like just trying to stay positive. You know, like the play where I scrambled and hit him, I was like, damn, I wanted that one. But Ruck was like, ready to stay positive. We'll get it the next time. And then you see we scored the next play. So just being around positive people, and that just kind of keeps the momentum and rhythm going.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And we'll do the rest over by our